You sit down, read the chapter 5 times, and feel you understand it. 2 hours later, the information just evaporates from your mind. This happens because your brain constantly scans incoming data and asks one simple question: is this important enough to keep? Remembering everything you encounter would destroy your ability to focus, so your brain aggressively deletes whatever it categorizes as non-essential. Rereading notes and highlighting text rarely works because these passive methods fail to convince your brain that the data matters. You're treating your memory like a storage device, but your brain is designed to filter, not just save. To bypass this deletion process, you'll need 5 specific tools to build an interactive system: a textbook, 2 blank sheets of paper, a black pen, a red pen, and a calendar. The act of reconstruction, forcing your mind to build the information from scratch, is what physically strengthens memory pathways. That tiny struggle during recall is the exact signal your brain needs to classify information as a survival priority. First, pick up your phone, turn on Do Not Disturb, and set a countdown timer for exactly 25 minutes. Your brain attaches memory to context. If a text message interrupts your focus every few minutes, your brain learns to associate studying with distraction. This constant digital shifting creates shallow attention, which leads to shallow memory. Begin studying your material for those 25 minutes, but change your mental framework. Study as if you are preparing to walk onto a stage and teach this exact concept to a live audience. High energy levels and artificial stakes signal to the brain that this information is crucial. By attaching a sense of urgency or curiosity to the topic, you increase the depth of the initial encoding. This period of intense, uninterrupted emotional focus is the requirement for your brain to move facts out of temporary holding and into long-term storage. When your 25 minutes are up, close your textbook completely. Take your blank piece of paper and your black pen and scribble down every detail, diagram, and concept you can possibly remember. You will likely stare at the page and realize you only remember a fraction of what you just read. You will feel a strong urge to open the textbook to check the answers. Do not open the book. That feeling of frustration and mental blockage is the sound of your brain adapting. You are forcing your neurons to find and retrieve data without a map. Top students intentionally seek out this friction. The raw difficulty of forced retrieval is what physically thickens the memory pathways, making future recall much faster. Now, reopen your textbook, pick up your bright red pen, and aggressively correct your blank sheet by filling in every single detail you missed or got wrong. The red ink creates a sharp visual contrast against your original black notes. By physically filling in the gaps where you struggled, you show your brain exactly where the previous deletion occurred, which forces it to prioritize those specific corrections. As you fill in the gaps, assign strange visual analogies to the data. If you are learning about ATP, don't just write the definition. Draw a battery pack and link it directly to the term. Isolated robotic facts are usually discarded. Attaching information to a visual pattern or an emotional analogy creates memory hooks that the brain can easily grab during an exam. This chart maps out exactly how fast you forget. Without a review cycle, your memory drops aggressively within the first 24 hours. If you don't revisit the data, your brain labels it as temporary and deletes it. Spaced repetition intercepts decay. By reviewing the material right as your brain is on the verge of dropping it, you reinforce the neural connection and extend its lifespan. Open your calendar right now and input this exact review schedule. Plan quick retrieval sessions for day 2, day 4, day 7, and day 14. Mapping out this schedule replaces the panic of late-night cramming with a systematic plan to move data into long-term storage. By holding that red-inked page and your marked calendar, you have successfully moved past passive reading and forced your brain to do the actual work of reconstruction. If you are planning a multi-hour session, rearrange your time using interleaving. Instead of studying math for 4 straight hours, rotate through different subjects in 45-minute blocks. Switching topics forces your brain to repeatedly re-engage. Each jump requires your mind to choose a new strategy for retrieval, which strengthens your ability to recall information under the pressure of an exam. Finally, your brain finalizes these pathways during deep sleep. This is when the brain replays the day's struggle and transfers information into permanent storage. Measure your learning by what you can produce on a blank piece of paper. When you study the way the brain actually learns, your ability to recall complex information becomes a reliable tool rather than a matter of luck.